Wrestle this and that. Wrestle this and that. I'm Brother Reed with Brother Don Juan. Wrestle this and that. Wrestle this and that. We talk about wrestling, it's a fact. I'm Brother Reed with Brother Don Juan. Wrestle this and that.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of Wrestle This and
That.
I'm your host, Brother Rica. This is my co-host, Brother
Don Juan.
Don, we got Payback coming up
We do got Payback coming
this
up.
weekend. And we also have SmackDown coming to our town.
Yes.
Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
We're going to be
Very
there.
excited.
First of all, I'd like to start off by saying a lot of things happen to people in life. A lot of tragedies and whatnot. And we're not prone to tragedies either because we're human just like everybody else. Unfortunately, Don lost his grandfather this week, and most likely he's going to be taken off Friday because he has to go out of town to Ohio. So what we're going to do is first of all, I want to give him my condolences and hope that God be with him and his family in this matter that he is having right now. And what we're going to do is we're going to try to squeeze our predictions in for this weekend's Payback pay-per-view.
Yeah, I appreciate that. We didn't get a chance to do WrestleMania, and I know that our prediction shows something that is watched by a lot, but I will be leaving out of town tomorrow real early in the morning, and I'll be gone probably until about some midtime of Saturday, so it doesn't really give us a chance to put together a prediction show, and it is going to be a long travel, and I wanted to make sure that you guys got a prediction show, and so Rico and I talked about it, and so keep in mind we're going to do our prediction show right after this, and if they do add stuff on Thursday, it just won't be predicted on. Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
so,
unfortunately.
so,
you know, we have a life also, and unfortunately, a lot of things come up. You know, I've had a lot of things to come up also, and I'm still not out of the woods, but me and Don both is coping with what we have to cope with, and we're going to just try to be as strong as we can to pull through this.
right.
Raw. How was Raw to you?
It was okay. I mean, I guess like I was expecting a lot, and we'll get into it when it comes up. But you know, I wasn't overly blown away. It was good. I mean, don't get me wrong. It wasn't like it was like step back. It was good, just not
a real big build up.
Not a lot.
Not a lot of build up toward to
yeah.
to
The only thing really the build up was, honestly, was for AJ and Roman.
Okay, well, you know, that is the
It
main
is the
event.
big match,
That's
so,
the main
you know.
event. Okay, we're going to kick it off with, again, for the third week in a row, Shane McMahon comes out and he's running Raw. And he said thanks to the people that he's in charge again this week. You know, and before he could really get any matches out that he's going to have for tonight, Stephanie McMahon comes out.
First time in a long time we had seen the Authority or
Since
any
WrestleMania.
figure of the Authority come out. And Steph comes out and she's all grinning. And she says, eat this up because Dad's going to make a decision of who runs Raw at Payback.
Yeah, she said, hey, you know, tonight is your last night to run Raw.
She said,
And of
I
course,
have it on good authority.
Good authority. So that means that the Triple H is going to be there somehow in some type of capacity. But, you know, he did a little poll. He said, who you want to run Raw? He put his hand over his head. Everybody went crazy over Stephanie's head. And everybody's booed her or whatnot, you know. So, he said, you know what? I'm in a good mood on Raw, so let's get rid of the dead weight. Stephanie, leave the building. Leave my ring. And, of course, she refused. And
She said, I'm going to stay in my ring, and leans on the corner.
And she looked good leaning on that corner.
She did. And he said, okay, well, I still am in charge.
Yes.
Dad may make his decision on Sunday.
But tonight,
But tonight, I'm still in charge. And if you won't leave, security will escort you.
Yeah, and unfortunately, security comes down, they escort her. But unfortunately, the little young guy gets a nice little pop right in the mouth.
Right, he
and
could
a
keep
kick
his
in the
hands
head.
off. I mean, Seth was obviously going to leave. This guy's probably like, man, my chance to get a little handsy with Steph.
The thing about it is that it was a real slap. She caught him right in the mouth.
She did catch
She didn't
him.
really intentionally try to do that, but she got him right in the mouth, and then she kicked him in the face. So I was like, I bet he said, you know what? You didn't tell me my Monday night was going to be this raw. You know what I'm saying? Basically, like I say, Raw. It was a good show for me, and why not kick it off with Sheamus taking on AJ Styles? And the only thing I can say, this was a 5-star match. If you ask me, even dealing with Sheamus, Sheamus still has what it takes to put on good matches.
Right.
And that match between him and AJ Styles was outstanding.
It was for a while. It was like completely one-sided, all Sheamus.
Yes.
Then AJ started rolling, and then the match was kind of equal for a little bit. Then AJ had his big pull away moment, and it was a very back and forth match. And it was entertaining, and it was a good way to start.
It was a good way to start off Raw, and then Sheamus go for the board kick. And he get his leg caught up in the ropes, and AJ Styles seems not to disappoint us. Jerked his leg, and eventually goes on the opposite side of the ring and give him the phenomenal forearm. And he picks up, and he hit him pretty good.
He did. He
hit him pretty good, and he gets the 1, 2, 3, and a great way to kick off Monday Night Raw.
And then after he wins, you see up on the ramp Anderson and Gallows. They're clapping for their man.
Yeah. So. We'll get into that down the road, kind of got ahead of myself. I would also like to say a great tribute to China. Great WWE did a great tribute.
Yeah, I seen some people not thrilled with it because they said that she deserved more than just a couple highlights in Twitters.
I thought it was
I thought it was really nice.
I thought it was pretty long.
I
think it's more as even as all the rest of the people, unfortunately, who passed away.
Very presentational.
Yeah,
I liked it. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it, and she deserved it, and let her rest in peace. Right after that, we just keep the ball rolling because the New Days comes out.
Yeah.
They didn't do too much of anything, but, they entertained the crowd a little bit with the Booty-O cereal. You got to have your Booty-O cereal.
And the swim move.
But the team that I think should win the number 1 contenders tag team champion walks out.
Yes,
the
Vaudevillains.
And I agree with you. Like we said last week, this team has the look, this team has the talk, and this team can back it up.
Yep.
Unfortunately, as they get started talking, here comes Enzo and Cass.
Yeah.
And just totally bada boo, bada bing, we the meanest man in the room, or whatever he was saying. He be saying it so quick, I can't even understand him. When that happened, it really threw me off, and I really wasn't interested. I do like this group, don't get me wrong, but I just think they just don't match together. They just totally look different, and maybe that's the reason why they put them together. But they look totally different, and they just don't look believable to me. But the Vaudevillain does.
Yes.
And so basically, New Day said it doesn't matter who wins. It doesn't matter you win or you win. We're still keeping the World Tag Team Championship around their waist. So I can't wait for this match at Payback to see who's going to win.
Yeah, that's actually probably the most match that I'm looking most forward to, honestly. I think that both of them bring a different style to ringside. I think the Vaudevillains, because both of them are very capable, and I don't have a lot to go off of Enzo and Cass, but if you go back and you watch the match against the Dudley Boys, Enzo completely gets dominated. Like, he hardly does any moves whatsoever, if any. And then Cass just comes in, throws a big foot, and cleans house, and then he does his thing. Obviously, the bigger man is stronger than the little guy. But it would be nice to see a little bit from Enzo offense-wise before I can really get an idea. But I can clearly see the Vaudevillains are great technical wrestlers, as well as they do have some power. But as a united front, as a tag team, I think they're great.
Oh, yeah, and I agree with you. If we could see Enzo and Cass work together and do some tag team moves together, and work together as a team as the Vaudevillains do, then maybe they could be a little believable.
I agree.
But as you said earlier, with him constantly getting beat down before Cass coming in and clean house, and then off the top rope splash that anybody could kick out of, it's just totally unbelievable to me. Our second match, we keep the matches going, and Shane McMahon keep it going. He got the Usos taking on the first time on Raw, Gallows and Anderson, first match on Raw, and they did not disappoint. Another intense match for the Usos, but Gallo and Anderson just totally dominated this match and dominated the Usos.
Yeah, all right. Here we go. My take. I expected more because these guys are from New Japan, and all the New Japan wrestlers have been giving me a lot of excitement. I wasn't overly impressed by what I saw with Gallows and Anderson. Yes, they're a powerful team or whatever, but I guess I just expected a little bit more.
Hey, what do you expect? Was jump out the ceiling like Shawn Michaels?
To me,
they dominated the Usos.
Oh yes, they dominated.
And they're not a pushover team.
They dominated, but I mean, like, it was just like, I guess move-wise, I was expecting to see a little bit different brand of arsenal. I mean, I can see clotheslines from anybody. I know they're like powerful clotheslines because they're bigger guys or whatever. But I mean, it's pretty much like body slams, some big elbows, and.
Well, you got to understand, you're messing with another 6'10" guy, and he's limited to what he can do, agile in the ring or whatnot. But you also got Anderson, who is the agile one, who gets around the ring quicker and faster and whatnot. I enjoyed this match. This match to me seemed like that it was like a NWO type deal. They get in, they dominate, they destroy, and they win. And that's exactly what they did. They worked on Jimmy's shoulder,
right?
And that's the best thing to do, correct? Right. And they worked it all over through the whole match. They basically dominated the whole match. Eventually, takes him over the barricade or whatnot, and get back in the ring and put their new move on it. And the new move is the Magic Killer.
Yeah, and it was, and I do like that as a finisher. I think that's cool. I like their music, and I like their wardrobe, the gas mask on the back of it. I think that's cool. Yes. So I think that they have the presentation. I think that, like I said, I just want to see them do a little bit more moves like their own. Wow. And when we see that, then all of a sudden
I've seen them do their own moves. I just think that I think they're doing Payback. You're gonna see a lot of them. That's all I gotta say. Anyway, as I say, they debut and they pick up their first win. And they were
successful winning.
Yes, definitely successful winning. And after that, though, they decided they want to beat the living crap out of the Usos. And who comes down to help?
Well, the champ.
The champ comes down.
Roman Reigns.
With all the booze he can get.
Not the bad guy, not the good guy, the guy.
But the worst guy. So because I tell you what, man, even though Gallo and Anderson was beating the living crap out of them, the crowd was mutual. They was directly in the center. But soon as Roman Reigns music hit, it was just like pouring acid on the crowd.
It really was.
It was horrible,
Romo.
He get to say Tony Romo gets booed. Yeah. But,
Roman dominated.
Of course.
I mean, just absolutely just smashed on both of them.
I don't think that should have happened.
I don't
because
either.
You got these guys
right,
coming
yeah.
out.
I mean, and you got 2-on-1, but yeah.
It's like Vince starts off good and just totally ends up bad. You do not let this man dominate this tag team that's coming in that's dominating everybody else. Okay, but I guess you got to make the champ look good. By him doing that does not make the champ look good because they continue to boo him. So he got to come up with something totally different to make Roman Reigns click.
Right.
Could that be joining the Bullet Club? I don't know. That's just me. Match number 3. Sami Zayn taking on Rusev. Now, I will say this, man. This was an okay match to me. Rusev has lost a lot of weight.
Yep.
He has put on a lot of muscle.
Yep.
And he looks better in the ring. I have to give him that much credit. Sami Zayn, on the other hand, is a great wrestler. Don't get me wrong. I am not taking anything from him. In NXT, he ran around and he was an NXT champion. But the thing about it is that I think they're pushing him too quick. Because you're going to push him so far where you can't push him anymore, and then eventually he's going to fall back into the shuffle again. I think he's been pushed too quick. I think he's getting opportunities too early. Okay, how are you giving him these type of opportunities when you haven't really given them to Kevin Owens? And Kevin Owens has a valid point there. So the match was okay to me, even though Sami Zayn picks up the win
with a
roll up, something that Don and I hate along with submission. But he picks up the win over Rusev, and it just seemed like if you're going to build Rusev up, because it seemed like to me the League of Nations has broken up. If you're going to build him up, you got to keep him in the game.
Yeah.
Me personally, I wouldn't have had either one to win.
I think one of the things that just immediately popped out at me was when Sheamus fought, nobody came out. When Rusev fought, only Lana came out. And later on in the match, when Del Rio fought Roman Reigns, nobody came out.
As far as we know now, they're broken up. So, which is a good thing because I think, we'll get into it down the road. The reason why I think, but like Don say, a roll up pins him. And of course, Sami Zayn picks up
So
the win.
Sammy wins. He continues to stare back after Lana threw a couple shoes at him.
I thought you was gonna say the first thing you that attracted you to the match was Lana. I thought you was gonna say that.
No, the match itself. I mean, I'm kind of where you were. I mean, it was an okay match.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I was really kind of hoping to see if Sammy could hit him with a Blue Thunder Bomb.
Yeah, well,
But then
not this week.
so, but
But it did get a little interesting after the match. What happened after the match?
After the match, he was cheering with the crowd and taking in the cheers, and Kevin Owens came up from behind him and
KO and give him a KO.
popped him behind,
KO'd him right
knocked
from
him
the
down, stood over top of him, and just stared intently at him. And that match I'm looking forward to. I think
the
it
second
should be
one.
very, very good.
Yes, that's going to be a good match. They're going to pick up where they left off in NXT, and if anyone has watched NXT, you understand where these guys come from.
They showed a really cool behind the looks of their friendship.
Oh yeah,
I thought that was really
really
awesome. That was interesting.
And you know what? It kind of like gets me when people like that come in and Vince decide he wants to destroy them and pull them apart. I don't think that's, maybe long down the road to do something, but to start that off now, I don't think it was right. But hey, Vince does what he want to do. Fourth match, another good match. You got Stardust taking on Apollo Crews. I'm gonna get it right one day. I'm gonna get it right one day. Crews continue to shine. He continue to look good. He continue to win. But don't take Stardust lightly. He had a good offense also. And unfortunately, he came up on a losing end because he got put into that spin-out powerbomb. And he got drilled with a nice DDT, a beautiful enziguri, and this nice flip in midair. I mean, Apollo Crews got it all, if you ask me.
Yeah, I liked the very beginning, the segment for it before the match came on, where Apollo said that he was excited and honored to fight Stardust. He called him Cody, and he said, your father, Dusty Rhodes, had high expectations for me, and I learned a lot underneath them, and I'm ready to generate that in there. So he was looking excited.
And he gave him that name also.
And Stardust stayed in character, and he said, we'll see if you can match up with the stars. And it was a
good match,
impressive showing yet again for Crews, and he is good.
Well, let's don't take that away from Stardust.
Right.
So as soon as Crews decided he was going to step through the rope, he put a nice swinging neck break on him coming out of
that
the
was
rope.
really cool.
I mean, you just can't take nothing from Cody Rhodes, man.
No,
or
absolutely.
Stardust.
Great
wrestler.
wrestler.
And I think he should get the opportunity that he deserved that he has not been received. And let's hope that at least put them in matches like this with guys like this, he still be able to shine.
Right.
So Apollo Crews picks up the win with, like I said, that spin out powerbomb
Which
victory.
is an awesome finisher. I like it.
mean,
I really enjoy it.
This guy holds you up for a while and he get his little momentum together to drift you in the midair. After that, 1, 2, 3. Dean Ambrose, he comes out.
And he's supposed to do the Ambrose.
He's supposed to. Yeah, he said he's not going to do it. He ain't in the mood for fun and games no more. Okay, he said, Jericho says that he's the best at what he do. Do you understand what I'm saying? As Jericho would say, and then eventually he called Jericho out.
Yeah.
And Jericho comes out. Sometimes I don't even know what he'd be wearing, to be honest with you. But he comes out look like he wrapped up in an Indian outfit, around the neck, and basically Dean Ambrose. He paid $750.
Yeah.
Was it per shoe?
I don't remember.
He had some nice boots. They weren't nice if you ask me. I like to do boots, but Ambrose didn't like them.
Ambrose said, "I'm sorry for your stupid haircut, your
Yeah,
stupid rock band,
your stupid scarf and your stupid ugly shoes and whatnot." And eventually, Ambrose decided to just take it to him.
Yeah, he really did.
And he takes it to him, and he eventually throws Jericho outside the ring. He goes outside the ring, takes off his shirt, he gets on top of the table.
And then Ambrose takes the real hit, dude. His head really fell right on that TV monitor. The segment ends with Jericho putting the walls of Jericho on Ambrose on the table.
Mm-hmm.
And
these guys going to pick up what they left off at Payback. So, like I said, we got our predictions coming up, and I can't wait to get to them, to be honest with you. Match number 5, you had Emma taking on Natalya. Now, I feel that Natty should have taken on Tamina, Alicia Fox, somebody like that, and not Emma, because what you're doing, you're diffusing her decent push that she's getting. I mean, what you have last week, she beat Paige, and then now you're letting her get beat by Natalya. Terrible choice of picking the opponent for her. It should have been someone that, unfortunately, really no one cares about. But eventually, Natty, she picks up the win. She gets the tap out after she snapped on a sharpshooter. But also you had Ric Flair and Charlotte.
Ringside.
Yeah, at ringside, and no one interfered.
Yeah.
I know the match flashed past you real quick because you can't hardly. It wasn't really a good match, but
right. There was a few moments where you could get to see Emma do a few things.
Yes, she did shine.
But I do agree. You know, they could have used another opponent, or maybe even had Charlotte and Natty kind of like get into it. I mean, after Natty wins with the sharpshooter, she comes outside the ring and Charlotte just moves her chair behind her dad. She's like, "Dad,
move,
just go on, Natty, go on." So it's going to be that. So that's the build up that we got for their match.
What a build up. Emma still look good. I don't care what nobody say. No doubt. Now this one here is going to be a good match at Payback because you had you had Damon Sandow. I know you don't remember him. Damon Sandow comes out and he's gonna take on Baron Corbin. But as Baron Corbin has this great introduction on stage with the red, and I thought that was pretty nifty. Out comes Dolph Ziggler. He said, "I'm going to pay you back from SmackDown."
Right.
And he did basically the same thing that Baron Corbin did to him on SmackDown.
Yeah, he knocked him off the ramp, started fighting him outside the thing on the ground.
And Baron ran.
It was
the big 6-footer ran.
Yeah,
he
ran. He wasn't expecting to come out. I think it'll be a pleasantly interesting match.
It's going to be a good match. It really. They build this up pretty good.
So
they build this. They building him up and Apollo Crews up. They building these guys up good.
Yeah.
So and who, like I said last week, who not to put him up against is Dolph Ziggler. Anyway, there was no contest because neither one of these guys got in the ring to face on Damon Sandow. So it was a no contest win. Then you had the Intercontinental Champion, The Miz. He comes out with his beautiful wife, no doubt about it.
Right.
She looks good. All of it. Anybody's.
I'm watching that. I watched I watched Raw last night with my nephew, and he said best part about Miz is Maurice.
Of course.
So,
even he know. Yeah, even he know.
So.
Good thing behind a good man is a fine wife. That's what he says. But basically, the Miz, he comes out and he runs down the accolades of other wrestlers who has won the prestigious Intercontinental Champion and then Intercontinental Championship, and then out comes James Bond.
Yeah, it's Cesaro.
Why not?
Why not?
He's dressed like James Bond, and he looks like James Bond. Cesaro comes out and he begs to differ. Hey, I got to give it to him, man. I'm just going to go off and say, man, this is going to be a good match. Miz always put on a good match, and Cesaro, he never puts on a bad match, if you ask me.
Right, absolutely.
Regardless, they get in the ring and they go backwards and forth, and basically the Miz says, "I'm going to leave." He grabs his wife's hand. He says, "Let's get out of here." Hey, sneaky Miz. Sometimes when you sneak, you get caught in a trap.
Yeah.
Because he goes toward Cesaro, and what happened?
Well, he got caught with an uppercut.
Oh my God! Yes, he
and
did.
then Cesaro saw an opportunity to send him swinging, but Maurice dove.
She dove on him, say, "Please don't swing my husband. You done already knocked him stupid," and whatnot. So they are getting set for the Intercontinental Championship at Payback, and I'm also looking forward to that match. Also, to me, normally Raw would have about 7 or 8 matches, and they only had basically 6, if you want to call it, because Damon said out didn't even fight, so he has 5.
Right.
Basically 5. Then you had the main event.
Real quick, we also had an announcement. John Cena said that he's coming back on Memorial Day.
Yeah.
On Raw. So there it is. Cena's back.
Let's be another Patriot. John Cena. Just be another Patriot.
Memorial Day.
Yeah, whatever. Put him in a match.
Rocking out his new shirt. It's going to be red, white, and blue. You know it.
Right. Let him come back and get beat. I'll be happy. and please don't let him come back and just start beating Apollo Crews and all these other guys. If you do, it's over. It's no need to call up NXT if you're going to let John Cena continue to chop everybody down. I mean, come on. I hope that's over when you get back John Cena. I really do. We have a main event. Our main event is the World Heavyweight Champion, Roman Reigns.
Someone keeps on scoring goals. You hear that?
Yeah, I know.
St. Louis Blues fans must be
I'm
excited.
saying somebody must try to go
out Chicago.
You can hear it all the way over here. It's still in the state of Missouri. Roman Reigns, the champion, taking on Alberto Del Rio. Enjoyed this match. This was a 4-star match, if you ask me. Also, Del Rio, he never misses a beat when he's in there, and it seems like Roman Reigns doesn't miss a beat. Also, what I enjoyed was the nice stomp in the back that he gave.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
that was cool.
He jumped off the apron and stomped him in the back. I was like, does this guy not stomp you anywhere? I mean, the real, and the crowd, unfortunately,
loved it.
Was behind Del Rio and cheering for Del Rio. I just can't. Man, Roman Reigns just cannot catch a break. That's the only thing I got to say.
The only time Roman got cheered was when, at the very beginning, that he walked over to a kid that he had granted a Dream Foundation with, and when he reached over and he high-fived everybody and he gave a salute, people cheered briefly.
Yes, but once he gave that last wave and turned around, what did he get? He ran right into nothing but booze, man.
Yeah, so.
Oh my God, this crowd is on this man. This man better come up with a plan. And right now, I don't see a plan in his future, if you ask me. But basically, like I said, it was a good match for Roman Reigns to shine and look good, and Alberto Del Rio made him look good as a champion.
And as the match was going through its winding stages, Anderson and Gallows music came on.
Good music.
And it looked like Alberto was going to steal the win with a roll-up from behind. He got a 2 in about as close as you can get to a 3 count.
Yes.
And then Roman was able to duck underneath and hit a spear. And then Austin
comes in. It's Austin. It's Austin. Austin, not now, man. We do our interview later.
I know, that's not what happened. Anyway, he does hit the spear. He pins him. He wins the 1, the 2, and the 3, and Roman's successful. And then you also see him salute the young boy one more time after right before Anderson. Gallows made their way down to the ringside and proceeded to beat him up. And this time they were able to beat him up because, I don't know, turnabout's fair play, I guess.
Turnabout fair play. But you had AJ Styles to come out and he gets in the ring and tell these guys, no, stop it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Stop it. Get out of here. Unfortunately, Roman Reigns decided he wants to hit him with a super punch.
Roman Reigns said, I didn't see you telling those guys to get out of there. I just seen you. I was seeing red.
It seemed like you had something to do
Bam!
with it.
He hits him with a Superman punch. Knocks AJ into the corner. Then Anderson and Gallows turn around. They're like, no way, are you beating down our man? Gets in the ring. Roman's trying to defend them off. AJ takes the opportunity to hit him with a beautiful, phenomenal
square in the jaw. Square in the jaw. I don't know how you could fake that.
And then both of them are in the ring at the end and not even really sitting down each other. Roman's trying to recuperate his jaw, and AJ's still kind of holding his face from the Superman punch, and he's looking in disbelief like, man, what did I just do?
No, I know what I just did. I just defended myself from Roman Reigns from punching me for no reason after I came down there to help him from getting a beat down that he was getting earlier. Definitely waiting on this match for a payback just to see what's going to happen. So, I would rate Raw because of the debut of Anderson and Gallows and the great match that AJ and Sheamus put on. I rated 8.5.
Okay, I will rate it an 8 just because I guess I thought a little bit more from Anderson and Gallows.
Okay, great. 5 things to take away from Raw. Shane McMahon continues to run Raw, and it seemed like that's a good thing. It's good for the WWE Universe and good for the ratings.
Yep.
And their ratings have been up. Number 2, the Bullet Club makes their ring debut and don't disappoint. Number 3, Styles versus Sheamus. Look at it, don't miss it. That was a great match. It really was. Number 4, the Usos, Anderson, and Gallows match. And that was the shining of the Bullet Club coming out saying we're going to be dominant and basically controls the tag team. And number 5, still shining, Cruz, Zayn, and Corbin. They continue to shine for NXT. So, hey, great Raw, if you ask me. And I hope it gets better after the pay-per-view this Sunday. And like Don and I said, we're going to be doing the predictions for Payback, the Payback matches.
Yep. And I'm going to be interested in seeing what you think as compared to what I think.
No, we all, hey, this is what we do. We just throw it out there, and if we get it right, man, it's great. And if not, there's always other pay-per-views. No doubt. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Brother Reek, and this here is
Brother Don Juan.
And we're Wrestle This and That.
And we're out.
And we're out.